I want to learn to drive so that I can drive myself to school, run my own errands instead of asking Mom. Driving is important for my future. Makes life easier, especially if I have a job.
When I took my first permit exam, I thought I had to make an appointment for the test several weeks out, but my mom said no, it's already included.
I've worked here for 7 years, and it's a common request that a client will want to get their driver's license to increase their independence. But they couldn't because of the obstacles faced at the BMV. For an individual that's deaf, we have to study, take the test, and then if you didn't pass, you have to wait 2 weeks because of the time needed to find an interpreter. That's a long process. What we just studied is now forgotten. Then by the time they take the test again, if they failed, it means waiting another 2 weeks. That's not equivalent access.
Creating the ASL version of the BMV knowledge exam has always been a goal and a dream of mine.
We reached out to the BMV, and it was decided that we needed to conduct a survey and gather statistics to see just how big of a need there was. We also wanted to get a pulse on the deaf community too. We realized there was a huge need. So we provided those statistics and data to the BMV, and they agreed. There was no denying the need anymore, and from there, the project took off.
American Sign Language is my access. I understand better. Without the ASL version, I wouldn't understand. I'd answer incorrectly, especially with the tricky questions. The ASL video helped me understand better.
Many people assume that American Sign Language is a visual form of English, and it's not. American Sign Language is its own language with its own grammar and rules.
I think the test itself was pretty average. It wasn't too easy, and definitely the ASL version made it much more accessible. I think I would have failed many times had I not had access to the test in ASL.
It's hard for me to describe. I work for a company that believes in us. They believe in what we say we need, and the support is amazing. It's like we have cheerleaders pushing us in the right direction. And to have individuals that understand what we need and have the ability and resources to make it happen is a blessing. It's a blessing to work for a company like Easterseals Crossroads.
It's easy to come together on such a project like this where you can see the tangible benefit and the immediate impact, and it makes you feel good to be a part of something bigger. It makes you feel good to know that that's a part of our department's legacy. This is kind of a stamp in history. I have 2 grandchildren that are deaf, and knowing that when it comes time for them to take their test, they won't even know what it's like to have a barrier. It's just accessible, and it will be the norm for the generation that's coming up. And that's exciting to me, to know that a huge barrier was removed for good